Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about series and parallel connection of a SCR. So, why we have to connect these SCRs in series or parallel? Let us see why we have to connect the series and parallel connections of the SCR. Why? Because for suppose our rating of the load is not reached by our existed SCR. That means for suppose we have the load voltage of 2400 volts, but we have the SCR having of rating only 600 volts. At that situation we have to connect 4 SCRs in series to reach our required voltage. Okay, now so this is the main purpose of the series connection. Next, why we have to connect the parallel connection? So why we have to go for parallel connection means whenever the load current requirement is more than the current carrying capacity of a single SCR. That means in series connection we are discussed about voltage. In parallel connection we are going to discuss about the current. That means for suppose our load have to draw the current of 100 amperes, but we have only SCRs having the rating of only 50 amperes. At that situation we can connect the SCRs. That means we can take the two SCRs, 50 ampere SCR, 50 ampere SCR, and we connect the parallel. At that situation our parallel connection can reach the load required current. For that purpose we have to connect the SCRs in parallel. Okay, na? So this is the reason why we are going for the series and parallel connections. By using series connection we can improve the voltage levels, and by connecting the parallel connection we can improve the current levels. Okay, na? So this is about series and parallel connection. Next, let us see series connection. So for suppose we have two SCRs. The two SCRs are connected in series. Then what are the requirements is needed to connect two SCRs in series? So what are the requirements means the all SCRs what we are going to connect in series, that should have identical VI characteristics. Okay, now why? Because why we need this identical characteristic means for uniform voltage distribution across the each SCR. Okay, now for suppose we are connected the we need 1200 volt capacity, but we have only 600 volt capacity of SCR. At that situation we are going to use two SCRs. These two SCRs are connected in series. What are the requirements to connect it to these two SCRs in series means that VI characteristics of the two SCRs should be identical. Why these VI characteristics are identical means for uniform distribution of voltage. For suppose we are applying 1200 volts, that means each SCR should having the capability of bearing capacity of 600 volts and 600 volts. Okay, na? So for suppose these SCRs are connected back to back, that means in series. That back to back connection or series connection is called as a string. Okay, na? So string efficiency is also plays a very important role. So So string efficiency is also plays a very important role. So while connecting the series connection, this string efficiency have to made into consideration. So the more the string efficiency means there is a more voltage equalization across the individual SCRs. That means the efficiency is string efficiency is more means that voltage distribution across the each each SCRs is same. So ideally at ideal condition the string efficiency is 1, that means the maximum string efficiency is 1, but practically we are not able to achieve the value of this 1. Why? Because in practical there are so many reasons, that's why we are not able to get the string efficiency as a unity. So out of the so many reasons, the main 2 reasons for we are not achieving the unity string efficiency is, first one, different VI characteristics of SCR, and second one is different dynamic characteristics. So if you take the 2 SCRs, the 2 SCRs must have same VI characteristic and same dynamic characteristics, then only we can achieve the good efficiency. But practically these static characteristics and dynamic characteristics are not identical for 2 SCRs. Okay now. So next, significance of the string efficiency. So what is this significance of the string efficiency means? Already we seen this there. That means string efficiency indicates the distribution of the voltage across the capacitors. Okay now. But suppose if you take the 2 SCRs, SCR1 and SCR2, and connected in series like this. See here, this is the series connection of 2 resistors, and let this one is the SCR1, this is the SCR2, and let us consider V1 is the voltage across the SCR1 and V2 is the voltage across the SCR2. Okay na? So let us see, for suppose SCR1 has the leakage current greater than the SCR2. Now we are connected, these 2 SCRs are connected in series. At that situation, that string efficiency can be expressed as V1 plus V2 divided by 2V2. This is the direct formula given for the calculation of the string efficiency, where this see here in the formula, string efficiency of the 2 SCRs is given by V1 plus V2 by 2V2, that is equal to 1 by 2, 1 plus V2 by V1. That should be less than 1. Okay na? So here we are considering V1 is greater than V2. Why we are considering means that leakage resistance is high. If the leakage resistance is high means automatically the voltage is also high. Okay na? So see here, for suppose if 2 SCRs are turn on, okay na, at that situation, see here, this is the VI characteristics of the 2 SCRs. One is indicated by the dotted line and second line is indicated by the thick line. If you observe here, this VI characteristics of the 2 SCRs are same in shape, but there is a difference in values. That means here the saturation, this and here the cutoff region. Okay now, so shape of the VI characteristics is same, but that values are not same. Here our task is to design the same shape with same values across the 2 SCRs. How can we achieve these things? So our main task is uniform distribution of the voltage across the two SCRs. How can we can achieve this one is by suitable resistors are connected in parallel with the SCRs. Okay na? So see here, this is the circuit diagram for getting the equal voltage across the each SCRs. So by connecting a parallel resistor across the each SCRs, we get the equal distribution of voltage across all the resistors. So that is work up to steady state operation, but in dynamic operation that is satisfied up to when the thyristor is not turned on. But in steady state operation, a uniform distribution can be achieved by connecting the same resistors. So before going to turn on the SCR, there is no need to connect the any resistor across the SCRs. But once if you turn on the SCR, the voltage distribution must be same across the each resistors. So how can we overcome this problem is by connecting the parallel resistors across the each individual resistor. That resistor value must be, we have to calculate. Okay na? So during steady state operation, we can connect same value of the shunt resistors across the SCRs. This shunt resistors is called state equalizing circuit. So once if you connect the circuit like this, this is called as a state equalizing circuit. So let SCR1 having the liquid, see here, for circuit diode 1, let us consider there is a current through SCR is IBM1. It will be block a voltage comparatively larger than the SCRs. So voltage across the SCR1 can be expressed as, see here, so this resistor is connected across the SCR. That means this resistor is parallel with SCR1. So how can we calculate here voltage across the capacitor? Means we know the current flowing through the resistor R is I1 and the resistance value is R. So these two are parallel. Then I1 into R, nothing but the voltage across the resistor. So these two are connected in parallel. So indirectly we can calculate the voltage across the SCR as I1 into R, where this I1 is the current flowing through the resistor R and R is the value of the resistance. And here we have to remember one thing, there is a leakage current IBM that is flows through the SCR1. That means by applying current law at this node, we can find out total current I is equal to IBM, that means current flowing through the SCR plus current flowing through the resistor. Okay na? So again here we are getting the I. Why? Because here these two currents are again added, and in this circuit these two again divided. But coming to this point, these two currents are again added, and we get the same current I. So from the circuit we can write the current equations like this: I1 is equal to I minus IBM. See here, see here, this is the current I, this is IBM, this is the current I. So from this point we can write the current equation like this: I1 is equal to I1 minus IBM. And from second circuit means this circuit, from here we can write the I2 as I1 minus IBM. So in this way we can write the current equations. So and finally we write I1 plus IBM. Now the how can we find out the voltage across this entire string? That means Vs. Let us consider voltage across this entire string is considered as a Vs. How can we find out this string voltage? Yes, this is the string voltage across the total string. How can we find out? Means by applying the KVL across the loop. So here we have to consider one thing. This is the I1 into R. Similarly we can write the same voltage equations to the all. Here this all contains, we are assuming same current is flowing through the all resistors except first one. Why? Because here we are considering I1. See here, in first resistor we are considering I1 and remaining all resistors containing same current I2. That means let us consider n resistors are present is there, then voltage we can write as I2 into R. Okay, now this is the total value of voltage across all these resistors plus voltage across this resistor. This gives the total string voltage of the given circuit. Next, so from the circuit diagram only we write all these current equations, and from circuit diagram only we write this equation. That means Vs is equal to I1 into R. This is nothing but the voltage across the SCR1. This is the voltage across the all resistors. So this is considered as V1 I1 into R. This I1 into R consider as a voltage across the first resistor, let it be as a VBM, and next n minus 1 into I2 into R. So now we know I2 is equal to I minus IBX. Now I am substituting I2 here, and now multiply n minus 1 into R with this element. We get the equation Vs as a VBM plus n minus 1 R into I1 minus VBMX minus VBMN. So let us consider difference between IMX minus IBMN as a delta IB. So then we can simply write Vs as a VBM plus n minus 1 into R into I1 minus delta IB. So Vs is equal to VBM minus n1 into I1. Again here again multiplying with the bracket elements. That means n minus 1 into R into I1 minus n minus 1 into R into delta IB. So already we calculate VBM, that means voltage across the first element as a R into I1. Now I am replacing this here. I am replacing this R1 into I1 with VBM. So the equation becomes like this. So if you simplify furtherly, we get the Vs is equal to n into VBM minus n minus 1 into R into delta IB. From this equation we can find out R as a n minus VBM minus Vs divided by n minus 1 into delta IB. So this is the formula for find out the resistor which we have to connect it across the resistors. Okay na? So we are assuming that voltage current through IBM is considered as a 0. Then this equation, see here, this equation becomes IBX minus IBM. Here IBM is becomes 0 at that situation. This becomes only IBM. Okay na? Next, we are discussing up to only VI characteristics, that means at steady state situation only. What about dynamic characteristics when the SCR is connected in series? So how can these dynamic characteristics are existed? So that SCR may have unequal dynamic characteristics, so that voltage distribution across the SCR may be unequal during the transient conditions. So we have to consider VI characteristics and dynamic characteristics. So while connected in series connection, VI characteristics can be adjusted by using a parallel resistor across the diode. But how can we overcome these dynamic characteristics? So how can we overcome these dynamic characteristics means, let us see how this dynamic characteristics is there. See here. So suppose consider two SCRs are connected in series and voltage distribution is divided into two halves, Vs by 2, Vs by 2, and total string efficiency is considered as a Vs. Let us see the switching characteristics. This part is considered as a turn on timing characteristics or dynamic characteristic. This is the turn off dynamic characteristics. Let us see, SCR1 and SCR2 are connected in series. If you observe this diagram, this load voltage at T1 condition, this SCR1 becomes 0, and this SCR2, that means voltage across the SCR1 will becomes 0 at T1, and voltage across the SCR2 becomes, and it is equal to the string efficiency. So if you observe here, the dynamic characteristics is also different. And see here, at T1 the SCR will be turned on and it having the value of voltage 0, and at T2, at SCR2 will not be turned on at T1. So if you see the diagram, the switching characteristics will be different. Let us see how these are different. So see here, so as a string voltage is applied across the each SCRs and as a V by 2. Now both SCR, these two SCR1 and SCR2 are connected across the string voltage Vs, and it maintains the voltage Vs by 2, Vs by 2, and we are going to trigger two SCRs. Okay, that means now both gated are at the same time. So SCR will be turned on at T1. See here, SCR is turned. This is the SCR. This is the SCR1. So SCR1 is turned on at T1 and this voltage becomes 0. Next, the STR will be string voltage. See here, if SCR voltage is, that means SCR voltage is lower than the, that means less than the string voltage, SCR2 will turn on at T1. But if SCR2 is see here, this string voltage is less than the breakdown voltage of the Vs2. At that situation, SCR2 will turn on at some other point, not here. But this breakdown voltage is less than the string voltage. At that situation, Vs2 is also turned on at T1. But if the string voltage is less than the breakdown voltage of the SCR, at that situation it is not turned on at T1. So there is a difference between this turn on timings. That means This is operated at one point time, SCR2 operated at another time. The difference between these two times is considered as a delta T. Next, so what are the conclusions by using this dynamic characteristics? So series connected SCR develop different voltages during the turn on and turn off process. Till now we connect simple resistor across the diode for static voltage equalization circuit. So a reverse bias junction has different capacitance called self capacitance. The voltage distribution during turn on and turn off process would be different. Next, another point we have to remember is under transient condition equal voltage distribution cannot be achieved by employing shunt capacitance. At this, shunt capacitance has the effect of the resultant of shunt and self capacitance tends to be equal. The capacitance is equal to, that means these capacitance are used to limit the dV by dt across the SCRs during the forward blocking state. See here, when these SCRs turn on, capacitance discharges heavy currents through the SCR. This discharging current spike is limited by damping the resistor RC. This RC also damps out the high frequency oscillations that may rise due to the series combination. So this RC and RC is called dynamic equalizing circuit. So for steady state characteristic, for getting the steady state characteristic equalization we use only resistors, but while in dynamic characteristic we want to equalize the circuit, at that situation we have to use the resistor and the capacitor, and a diode is also used during forward bias condition for more effective discharge of the capacitor. During the capacitor discharging, RC comes into action for limiting current spikes and rate the charge of current di by dt. So the R, RC and C components also provide path to flow the reverse recovery current when one SCR is regain its voltage blocking capabilities. So the flow of reverse current the flow of reverse recovery current is necessary as it facilitates the turn off process of series connected SCR string. So C is necessary for both during turn on and turn off bottle. That means capacitor is necessary for both turn on and turn off process, but the voltage unbalanced during the turn off time is more predominant than the turn on time. So choice of C is based on the reverse recovery characteristics of the SCR. See here, this is the circuit diagram we have to design for dynamic characteristic equalization. Here we have to consider this resistor is placed in for equivalent circuit of VI characteristics, that means static characteristics. Here this is for dynamic characteristics. So this RC is used to limit the high spiking currents, and this diode D is used for the discharging of the capacitance C. Okay, no? So this is the circuit diagram connection for the dynamic characteristic equalization. So once if you observe what happened during the turn off process means, see here, at if you see at T1 condition SCR1 recovered, but at T1 SCR2 does not recover, it is trying to recover. Okay na? So SCR1 recovers fast compared to the SCR2. So it goes into the block state, so charging current delta Q can pass through the capacitance. The voltage induced by the capacitor 1 is delta Q by C. Where is no voltage induced across the capacitor C. The difference in voltage to which shunt capacitors are charges as delta Q by C. See here. Here we have to calculate the capacitance C also. Then only we can provide the better efficiency for the circuits. So this is the from the circuit. See here, VBM, it is nothing but the voltage across the SCR1. This is the V2 is voltage across the SCR2. So the difference between this voltage 1 and voltage 2 is considered as a delta Q by C, nothing but the voltage and reverse recovery time. Okay, now from this equation we get V2 is equal to VBM minus delta Q by C. So this V1 is nothing but the voltage across SCR1. So total swing efficiency Vs is equal to V1 plus V2. Now substitute this V1 and V2 values, this V2 value and this V1 value in this equation. We get VBM plus VBM minus delta Q by delta C. If you simplify this thing, we get 1 by 2 Vs minus delta Q by C. This is the voltages. Okay, na? So by simplifying, finally we are getting V1 as, see here, this is for only two SCRs are connected in series. But if there is a n number of resistors are connected in series, at that situation we have the formulas for V1. This VB1 M is nothing but V1, and this is the capacitor across the each SCR, and this V2 is the nothing but voltage across the each SCR. Here we have to remember one thing: in series connection, for first element current is I1 and remaining all elements having the same current I2. Similarly, in parallel connection, first element having the voltage V2 and remaining all are having the voltages V2. Next, parallel operation. So see here, this is the circuit diagram shown for parallel connection of the SCR. So already we discussed why we are connecting for the parallel connection of the SCR. Why because means to achieve the required current by the load. Okay, na? So to acquire the required current, we have to connect the SCRs in parallel. So if you observe here, VI characteristics for SCR1 and SCR2, these are the VI characteristics. So for the connection of SCRs in parallel, this VI characteristics must be same. So see here, from this VI characteristics we can observe that for same VT, SCR1, see here, VT means applied voltage across the, this is the VT, applied voltage across the each SCR. Even though we are applying the same voltages across the two SCRs, this thyristor 1 carries I1 current, this thyristor 2 carries I2 current. This happened because of this VI characteristics. That means there is some leakage currents. So if you observe the circuit, that I2 is less than I1 and total current from the circuit is considered as a I1 plus I2. So how can we achieve? How can we achieve this? Means by connecting the triggering circuit. So see here, this is the general triggering circuit we are applied to the SCR. See here, from the circuit we write that ES is nothing but the applied voltage for the triggering circuit. Here VG is nothing but the gate voltage plus Ig into Rs, nothing but the current into resistor Rs. Here Vg is nothing but the gate voltage. So from the circuit we observe, we can write this equation. This is the generalized circuit for the gate triggering when connected in parallel. For suppose if you connect it like this, the Vi characteristics will be like this. So here the problem we can overcome by achieving the circuit diagram connecting like this. That means R1 is connected across the gate cathode terminal, which provides an easy path to flow the leakage current between the SCR terminals. Okay now, so here the problem is leakage current. Because of the leakage currents only, the two parallel resistors, even though we are applying this same voltage, the two parallel connection SCRs shows the different Vi characteristics. So this leakage currents can be overcome by using a shunt resistor R1 connected across the gate cathode terminal. So by using this R1 resistors, the leakage current will flow easy. Okay na? So here if you consider IGM1, VGM are the minimum gate currents, gate and voltage current to turn on the SCR. So from the circuit we observe that ES is equal to IGM plus VGM by R1. That means that minimum current flows through the resistor R1 into Rs plus VGM. So this is the technique we are using to get the Vi characteristics same for both the circuits, so both the SCRs. By using this type of connection we can reduce the problems what are generated in the parallel circuit. Okay na? So in this way we can overcome the problem. So in our today's class what we are discussing means series and parallel connection. In series connection, two SCRs are connected in back to back. That is considered as a string. Okay na? String efficiency plays a very important role. So this string efficiency practically ideally it is 1, but practically it is not possible. Why? Because there are static characteristics and switching characteristics. So some problems are arised in static characteristics. At that situation we are using a parallel resistor across the resistor. So in dynamic characteristic we are getting some problems. That problems can be overcome by using the capacitor and resistor RC and a diode in parallel with the C. That is about the series connection. Next, coming to the parallel connection, the problem is leakage currents. These leakage currents can be overcome by using the some different technique in the triggering circuit. So for normal circuits there is no shunt resistors are connected. At that situations we are getting the unequal current sharing between the two SCRs when they are connected in parallel. But if you connected a resistor in shunt, okay na, at that situation we get the equal currents. Why we are connecting this resistor means to get the easy path for the leakage currents. So by getting the easy path for the leakage current, all the leakage currents will be easily removed and current sharing between the two SCRs will be same. Okay na? So this is the overall theme of today's class. Okay na? So students, in our next class we are going to start unit 2. With this we complete unit 1. Okay na? Thank you students.